Energy is the invisible force behind every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you get. When your energy is strong, life feels lighter. You think clearly, you act boldly, and you move forward with purpose. When your energy is weak, even simple tasks feel heavy, and progress turns into a struggle. This is why learning to control your energy is one of the most important skills you can ever develop. Success is not only about intelligence, talent, or luck. It is about how well you manage your inner power. Two people can have the same opportunities, the same education, and the same amount of time, yet their lives turn out completely different. The difference is energy, how it is protected, directed, and renewed. Energy determines whether you take action or make excuses, whether you stay focused or drift into distraction, whether you rise after failure or slowly fade into comfort. Every day, your energy is either being invested or wasted. It is lost through unnecessary worry, careless habits, emotional reactions, and a lack of discipline. It is gained through clarity, purpose, structure, and personal responsibility. When you begin to understand this, you stop blaming circumstances and start mastering yourself. This message is simple but powerful. When you control your energy, you control your life. You gain command over your thoughts, your habits, and your future. What follows is not theory, not hype, but practical wisdom you can apply immediately to live stronger, sharper, and more intentional days. Let's dive in. Number 1. Stop wasting energy on what you can't control. One of the greatest drains on human energy is the habit of fighting things that are already out of our hands. You can feel it every time you replay an argument in your mind. Worry about someone's opinion or stress over a situation you cannot change. That kind of thinking feels busy, but it produces nothing. It keeps you tired, frustrated, and stuck. Energy wasted on what you cannot control is energy stolen from what could actually move your life forward. You don't lose power because life is difficult. You lose power because you keep arguing with reality. The weather, the past, other people's choices, and sudden setbacks are not asking for your approval. They will exist whether you complain or not. Every minute you spend mentally resisting them is a minute you are not using to improve yourself. Acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is the decision to stop bleeding energy over things that refuse to change. Strong people understand a simple rule. Control what you can, release what you cannot. You can control your effort, your attitude, your discipline, and your response. You cannot control luck, timing, or how others behave. When you mix these two together, life feels overwhelming. When you separate them, life becomes manageable. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding intelligently. Notice how much energy disappears when you take things personally. Someone ignores you, someone doubts you, someone misunderstands you. Instantly, your mind starts working overtime, creating stories, explanations, and imaginary battles. None of that improves your future. It only drains your present. The moment you stop needing validation from everything and everyone, you reclaim enormous power. Energy grows when the mind becomes calm and decisive. Calm does not mean passive. Calm means focused. It means you don't allow every outside event to dictate your inner state. When something goes wrong, you don't panic. You ask, what can I do next? That question alone saves hours of wasted emotional energy. It moves you from frustration into action. Discipline begins with mental boundaries. You must decide what deserves your attention and what does not. Not every opinion is worth hearing. Not every problem is yours to solve. Not every emotion deserves a reaction. When you stop feeding distractions, negativity, and useless worries, your energy naturally rises. Your mind becomes clearer. Your actions become sharper. Here is a powerful shift. Replace worry with preparation. Worry imagines the worst and does nothing. Preparation accepts reality and gets ready. One drains energy. The other builds it. Every time you catch yourself worrying, ask yourself, what action can I take right now? Even a small step restores a sense of control and strength. Life rewards those who guard their energy like a valuable asset. Once you stop wasting it on the uncontrollable, you suddenly have more strength for your goals, your growth, and your future. You don't need more energy, you need fewer leaks. When you master this, you stop feeling tired for no reason and start feeling powerful on purpose. Number 2, build your day around energy, not motivation. Motivation is a wonderful feeling, but it is a terrible foundation to build a life on. It comes and goes. Some mornings you wake up ready to conquer the world, and some mornings you wake up heavy, distracted, and unfocused. If your progress depends on how motivated you feel, your results will always be unstable. Energy, on the other hand, can be managed, protected, and renewed. When you build your day around energy instead of motivation, consistency becomes possible. High performers do not wait to feel inspired before they act. They understand that action creates momentum, and momentum creates energy. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the wind to push your boat forward while refusing to touch the oars. A strong daily structure keeps you moving, even when feelings are low. When the day has a clear shape, your mind doesn't waste energy deciding what to do next. It simply follows the plan. Every day has natural energy rhythms. There are hours when your mind is sharp and hours when it is dull. Most people ignore this and wonder why they feel exhausted. Instead of forcing important work into low-energy moments, place your most demanding tasks when your energy is highest. This one decision can double your productivity without adding stress. Energy is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things at the right time. Start your day with intention, not distraction. The first hour sets the tone for everything that follows. When the morning is rushed, reactive, and chaotic, the rest of the day usually follows the same pattern. A calm, structured start builds mental strength. It reminds you that you are in control, not the noise of the world. Even simple habits done consistently can create a powerful sense of order and confidence. Build routines that reduce decision-making. Decision fatigue drains energy faster than physical work. When you decide in advance when you will work, rest, eat, and think, you save mental power for what truly matters. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about making life easier by removing unnecessary choices. There will be days when energy feels low no matter what you do. That is normal. The mistake is using those days as an excuse to stop. On low-energy days, you don't quit. You adjust. You do less, but you stay consistent. Even a small action keeps the habit alive and protects your identity as someone who shows up. Rest is part of the system, not a reward for burnout. When rest is planned, it restores energy. When rest is accidental, it becomes avoidance. Building your day around energy means respecting both effort and recovery. Pushing without rest leads to exhaustion. Resting without structure leads to laziness. Balance keeps energy sustainable. When your day is designed with energy in mind, motivation becomes a bonus, not a requirement. You stop relying on feelings and start relying on systems. Over time, this creates trust in yourself. You know that no matter how you feel, you will act. And when you act consistently, energy rises, confidence grows, and life begins to move forward with purpose. Number 3, kill the habits that quietly drain you. Some habits do not destroy your life all at once. They work silently. They steal a little energy here, a little focus there, until one day you feel tired for no clear reason. You are not lazy, you are drained. And most of the time, the drain is not coming from hard work, but from small daily behaviors that offer comfort in the moment and exhaustion in the long run. Pay attention to what leaves you feeling empty instead of fulfilled. Endless scrolling, late nights without purpose, constant snacking on distraction, and mindless entertainment all seem harmless. They promise relaxation, but they rarely deliver renewal. Instead, they scatter your attention and dull your drive. When the mind is overstimulated, it becomes weak. When everything has your attention, nothing has your focus. Comfort is one of the greatest enemies of energy. The body relaxes, but the mind grows restless. Too much comfort makes discipline feel painful, and effort feel unnecessary. Over time, this creates resistance to anything that requires focus or patience. You begin to avoid effort, not because you are incapable, but because your habits have trained you to seek the easy path first. Another quiet drain is inconsistency. Going to bed at different times, eating without structure, working without clear boundaries, and living without routines forces your body and mind to constantly adapt. Adaptation uses energy. Structure saves it. When your days have no rhythm, your energy becomes unpredictable. When your habits are stable, your energy follows. Watch your emotional habits as well. Complaining, comparing, and replaying negative thoughts might feel like release, but they quietly exhaust you. Every negative mental loop keeps the nervous system on alert. The body remains tense. The mind remains noisy. Energy is spent without producing anything useful. Replacing these habits with reflection, gratitude, or action restores calm and strength. Eliminating draining habits does not require extreme change. It requires honesty. You must be willing to admit which behaviors are stealing from you. Not everything that feels good is good for you. Short-term pleasure often comes with long-term fatigue. Energy is preserved when pleasure is balanced with purpose. Replace, do not just remove. When a draining habit is removed, an empty space appears. If you do not fill it with something intentional, the old habit will return. Replace late-night distractions with rest. Replace endless consumption with creation. Replace complaining with problem-solving. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Discipline at this level is quiet and personal. No one needs to see it. No applause is required. Each small habit corrected returns a little power to you. Over weeks and months, that power adds up. You begin waking up with more clarity. You feel lighter. You move through the day with less resistance. Energy is not lost in dramatic ways. It is lost in small, repeated decisions. When you take control of those decisions, you take control of your energy. And when your energy returns, your confidence, focus, and drive return with it. Number 4, strengthen the body to sharpen the mind. Your body is not separate from your ambition. It is the vehicle that carries every idea, every plan, and every dream you have. When the body is weak, the mind struggles to stay strong. When the body is neglected, discipline becomes harder and focus fades faster. You cannot think clearly in a body that is constantly tired, tense, or ignored. Strengthening the body is not vanity, it is strategy. Energy begins at the physical level. The brain depends on oxygen, movement, and rhythm. When you move your body, blood flows, alertness rises, and mental fog clears. You do not need complicated routines or extreme workouts. Consistent movement, done with intention, wakes up both the body and the mind. A body that moves daily sends a clear message to the brain. We are alive, alert, and ready. Sleep is another foundation many people underestimate. Lack of sleep quietly steals patience, decision-making ability, and emotional control. You might still function, but you function at a lower level. Proper rest is not laziness, it is maintenance. When sleep becomes disciplined, energy becomes reliable. You stop dragging yourself through the day and start meeting it with strength. What you consume also matters more than people like to admit. Food is not just fuel, it is information for the body. Heavy, careless eating makes the mind slow. Clean, intentional eating supports clarity and stamina. This is not about strict rules. It is about awareness. Eat in a way that leaves you energized, not sleepy. Notice how different choices affect your focus and mood. Posture, breathing, and physical tension all influence mental state. A collapsed body posture creates a collapsed mindset. A steady breath calms the nervous system and restores control. Small physical adjustments can immediately shift how you feel and think. The body is always sending signals to the mind. When you improve the signals, you improve the results. Physical discipline builds mental discipline. Every time you keep a small promise to your body, you strengthen trust in yourself. That trust carries over into work, relationships, and personal goals. When you know you can push your body slightly beyond comfort, you stop doubting your ability to push through mental resistance as well. The goal is not to chase exhaustion. The goal is to build resilience. A resilient body recovers faster, handles stress better, and supports sustained effort. This kind of strength allows you to stay focused when others burn out. It gives you patience under pressure and clarity in difficult moments. When you respect your body, your mind follows. You think sharper, react slower, and act with more confidence. Energy becomes steady instead of unpredictable. Strength becomes quiet but powerful. By strengthening the body, you sharpen the mind. And when both work together, your ability to control your life rises to a higher level. Number 5, control your emotions before they control you. Emotions are powerful forces. When directed properly, they give life color, passion, and meaning. When left unmanaged, they become thieves of energy. Many people do not realize how tired they are because of emotional overload. Anger, frustration, resentment, anxiety, and regret all demand attention. Each one pulls energy away from clarity and action. Learning to manage emotions is not about suppressing them. It is about leading them. Emotional reactions happen fast. A comment, a setback, or a memory can trigger a wave before you even realize it. The problem is not the emotion itself, but what happens next. When you react without awareness, emotion takes control of your behavior. Words are spoken that cannot be taken back. Decisions are made that weaken your position. Energy is wasted repairing damage instead of building progress. Strong individuals create space between feeling and action. In that space, choice exists. You may still feel anger, but you do not let it speak for you. You may feel fear, but you do not allow it to decide your future. This pause is a form of discipline. It protects your energy and preserves your direction. Calm becomes a skill, not a personality trait. Many emotional drains come from carrying things longer than necessary. Holding on to past mistakes, old conflicts, or unspoken resentment keeps the nervous system tense. The body remains in a state of alert, and the mind never fully rests. Letting go is not approval of what happened. It is a decision to stop paying an energy tax for something that no longer serves you. Self-awareness is the starting point. Notice which situations trigger you. Notice the thoughts that follow. Awareness does not judge, it observes. Once you see the pattern, you can interrupt it. You can choose a better response. Over time, emotional reactions lose their grip because they are no longer automatic. Language also shapes emotional energy. The way you speak to yourself matters. Constant self-criticism keeps stress high and confidence low. Replace harsh internal dialogue with clear and constructive direction. Speak to yourself like a coach, not a critic. This shift alone can restore enormous mental strength. Emotional control does not mean becoming cold or distant. It means becoming stable. Stability allows you to think clearly under pressure. It allows you to listen instead of explode. It allows you to act with purpose instead of impulse. In difficult moments, stability becomes an advantage. When emotions are managed, energy flows. Focus improves. Recovery becomes faster. You stop feeling drained by situations that once overwhelmed you. Life does not become easier, but you become stronger. Control your emotions, and you protect your energy. Protect your energy, and you protect your future. Number 6. Focus is the highest form of energy. Energy is not only about how much strength you have, it is about how well that strength is directed. A scattered mind wastes power. A focused mind multiplies it. Focus is the ability to place your attention on one meaningful task and keep it there long enough to create results. In a world full of noise, focus has become rare, and that is exactly why it has become so valuable. Every distraction costs more than a few seconds. It breaks momentum. It forces the mind to reset. Over time, this constant switching leaves you mentally exhausted without much to show for it. The problem is not that people are working too hard. The problem is that they are working without depth. Shallow attention produces shallow outcomes. When focus is strong, work feels lighter. You enter a rhythm where effort flows instead of fighting you. Time seems to pass differently. This state is not reserved for special people. It is built through practice and protection. Focus grows when you remove unnecessary inputs and create space for uninterrupted thinking. Multitasking is often praised, but it quietly destroys energy. The brain does not truly do multiple tasks at once. It jumps rapidly from one thing to another, losing clarity each time. This jumping creates fatigue and frustration. Doing one thing well requires less energy than doing many things poorly. Depth conserves power. Training focus starts with intention. Decide what matters today and eliminate what does not support it. Not everything deserves your attention. News, notifications, and opinions compete for your mind, but you get to choose what enters. When you stop giving attention to distractions, they lose their influence. Create environments that support concentration. Silence, order, and simplicity are not luxuries. They are tools. A clean space calms the mind. A quiet moment restores direction. Even small changes can create a noticeable difference in how long you can stay engaged. Focus also requires mental endurance. At first, the mind will resist staying still. It will look for escape. That resistance is normal. Each time you gently bring your attention back, you strengthen control. Over time, the ability to focus becomes natural. You no longer feel pulled in every direction. When focus improves, energy becomes precise. Instead of being spread thin, it is channeled. Progress accelerates. Confidence grows because you see results. You stop feeling busy and start feeling effective. The mind becomes a tool instead of a battlefield. Focus is a decision repeated daily. It is the choice to give your best energy to what truly matters. When you master focus, you master energy. And when your energy is concentrated, your life begins to move with clarity, purpose, and quiet power. Number 7, protect your energy from the wrong people. Energy is contagious. The people around you influence how you think, how you feel, and how you act, often without saying a word. Some people leave you feeling motivated, clear, and steady. Others leave you feeling tired, irritated, or doubtful. This is not accidental. Your environment shapes your energy, and your relationships are a powerful part of that environment. Not everyone who drains you does so intentionally. Some people are simply lost, negative, or constantly dissatisfied. They complain without seeking solutions. They criticize without offering growth. They live in a state of reaction, and when you stay close to that mindset, it begins to affect you. Listening to constant negativity slowly programs your mind to expect problems instead of possibilities. One of the biggest mistakes is confusing loyalty with self-neglect. Staying connected to people who repeatedly drain you does not make you strong. It makes you tired. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is responsible. You cannot build a strong life while constantly absorbing the emotional weight of others. Learn to recognize emotional patterns. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions. Do you feel lighter or heavier? Clear or confused? Motivated or discouraged? These signals matter. They are information. When you ignore them, you pay with your energy. When you respect them, you regain control. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They allow what supports you and limit what harms you. You do not need to explain every boundary. You do not need permission to protect your peace. A simple decision to spend less time, share less information, or disengage from unnecessary drama can restore a surprising amount of energy. Solitude is often misunderstood. Time alone is not isolation. It is recovery. It allows your mind to reset and your energy to stabilize. Choosing solitude over draining company is a sign of maturity. In silence, you hear yourself again. You remember your goals. You reconnect with direction. Choose people who respect growth, effort, and honesty. These individuals challenge you without draining you. They encourage responsibility instead of excuses. They bring clarity instead of chaos. You do not need many. You need the right ones. When you protect your energy from the wrong people, your confidence rises naturally. You think clearer. You act with purpose. You stop explaining yourself and start building quietly. Energy that was once wasted becomes available for progress. Your time and attention are valuable. Spend them where they are respected. When you become intentional about who has access to you, your life becomes calmer, stronger, and more focused. Protect your energy, and you protect the future you are trying to create.
Number 8, use discipline to recharge, not punish yourself. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many people see it as restriction, pressure, or self-denial. They think discipline exists to make life harder. In truth, real discipline does the opposite. It removes chaos. It reduces stress. It creates stability. When used correctly, discipline becomes a source of energy, not exhaustion. Without discipline, the mind is constantly negotiating. Should I work now or later? Should I rest or push? Should I quit or continue? These internal debates drain energy before any action even begins. Discipline ends the argument. It decides in advance. When decisions are already made, the mind becomes calm and energy is preserved. Discipline works best when it is consistent and reasonable. Extreme rules lead to burnout. Gentle structure leads to sustainability. Small daily commitments, honored repeatedly, build momentum. Momentum feels like energy because it removes resistance. You no longer force yourself to act. You simply follow what you have already committed to. Self-discipline also builds trust within yourself. Every time you do what you said you would do, even when no one is watching, you strengthen self-respect. That self-respect fuels confidence. Confidence fuels action. Action fuels progress. This cycle creates steady energy that does not depend on mood. Rest, when guided by discipline, becomes restorative instead of guilt-driven. Planned rest recharges the body and clears the mind. Unplanned rest often turns into avoidance and regret. Discipline allows you to rest fully because you know the work will be done. There is no mental tension, only recovery. Discipline is also about knowing when to stop. Pushing endlessly without recovery leads to fatigue. Pulling back with intention restores balance. The disciplined person listens to signals, adjusts, and continues forward without breaking. This adaptability keeps energy strong over time. Avoid using discipline as a form of self-punishment. Harsh inner talk weakens motivation and drains energy. Firm guidance builds strength. Speak to yourself with clarity and respect. Direction is more effective than criticism. Growth thrives in an environment of steady encouragement. Over time, discipline simplifies life. Fewer emotional swings, fewer regrets, fewer wasted days, with less chaos. Energy flows more freely. You stop feeling scattered and start feeling grounded. You become reliable, not just to others, but to yourself. Discipline, when practiced with balance and purpose, becomes one of the most powerful energy tools you possess. It gives you control without force, structure without stress, and freedom without confusion. Used wisely, discipline does not drain you, it restores you. Number 9, turn pain, pressure, and stress into power. Pressure is not the enemy, weakness is. Stress does not destroy people, the lack of inner strength does. Every demanding moment in life carries energy within it. The question is not whether pressure will arrive, but how you respond when it does. Some people collapse under stress. Others rise because they learn how to convert pressure into power. Pain has a purpose when it is understood correctly. It sharpens awareness. It exposes weaknesses. It forces growth. Avoiding pain keeps you comfortable but stagnant. Facing it builds resilience. Each time you endure difficulty without breaking, your capacity expands. What once felt heavy becomes manageable. What once felt impossible becomes familiar. Stress often signals that something important is happening. Responsibility, ambition, and effort naturally create tension. The mistake is treating stress as a threat instead of a signal. When stress appears, the body prepares for action. Breathing deepens, focus narrows, energy increases. When you learn to guide this response instead of resisting it, stress becomes fuel. The mind plays a critical role. When you label pressure as harmful, the body tightens and energy drains. When you label it as a challenge, the body adapts. This shift changes everything. Challenges activate strength. Threats activate fear. The situation may be the same, but the interpretation determines the outcome. Growth requires resistance. Muscles grow by pushing against weight. Character grows by pushing against adversity. Without resistance, there is no strength. Life uses pressure to shape you, not to crush you. Each difficult moment carries a lesson and an opportunity to develop control. Recovery is part of the process. Turning stress into power does not mean ignoring limits. It means respecting cycles of effort and rest. You push with intention, then recover with purpose. This rhythm builds endurance. Endurance builds confidence. Confidence stabilizes energy. Pain becomes destructive only when it is ignored or resented. When acknowledged and directed, it becomes constructive. Instead of asking why something is hard, ask what it is training you to become. This mindset transforms obstacles into teachers. Over time, you stop fearing pressure. You welcome it as proof that you are moving forward. You trust your ability to handle discomfort. Energy that was once lost to anxiety is now invested in growth. Stress becomes a signal that you are alive, engaged, and evolving. When you learn to convert pain, pressure, and stress into power, you gain an edge that cannot be taken away. Life no longer controls your energy. You do. And with that control comes strength, clarity, and quiet confidence. Number 10. Live like your energy is the most valuable thing. Energy is not something to be spent carelessly. It is not unlimited, and it is not guaranteed. Every day you wake up with a certain amount of it, and every decision you make either protects it or wastes it. When you begin to treat your energy as valuable, your entire life starts to change. You become more selective, more intentional, and more disciplined in how you live. Living with respect for your energy means making choices that align with who you are trying to become. It means saying no more often, not out of arrogance, but out of clarity. Not every opportunity deserves your attention. Not every request deserves your time. When you stop trying to please everyone, you reclaim power that can be invested in your own growth. High standards protect energy. Low standards drain it. When you accept less than you know you are capable of, frustration builds. When your actions match your values, energy flows. Integrity is energizing. Living out of alignment creates inner conflict, and inner conflict is exhausting. Choose standards that challenge you without breaking you. Time awareness also shapes energy. Rushing through life creates tension. Moving with purpose creates calm. Planning ahead reduces stress. Preparation prevents panic. When you respect time, you reduce chaos. When chaos decreases, energy increases. Your internal dialogue matters. Speak to yourself with direction and respect. Constant self-criticism creates mental fatigue. Clear self-guidance builds confidence. The way you think determines how much energy you have available for action. Protecting energy also means honoring recovery. Rest is not weakness, it is part of sustainability. True strength is measured by how long you can perform at a high level, not how hard you can push for a short time. Balance allows energy to remain stable. Purpose gives energy meaning. When you know why you are doing something, effort feels lighter. Direction reduces resistance. Without purpose, even small tasks feel heavy. Align your energy with goals that matter to you, and motivation becomes natural. Living as if your energy is valuable is a daily practice. It is reflected in habits, boundaries, discipline, and self-respect. Over time, this way of living builds a powerful identity. You become someone who moves intentionally, thinks clearly, and acts with purpose. When you respect your energy, you respect your life. And when you respect your life, progress becomes inevitable. Everything you want in life flows through one channel: your energy, not your intelligence, not your background, not your luck. Energy decides whether you take action or hesitate, whether you stay consistent or quit early, whether you rise after setbacks or remain stuck where you are. When energy is managed, life feels directed. When it is neglected, life feels heavy. You have seen that energy is not something you wait for. It is something you create, protect, and invest. It is shaped by your habits, your focus, your emotional control, your discipline, and the standards you choose to live by. Every day you either leak energy through distraction, reaction, and poor structure, or you build it through intention, clarity, and responsibility. Control does not mean perfection. It means awareness. It means noticing where your energy goes and deciding whether that direction serves your future. Small changes, practiced daily, compound into strength. A calmer mind, a stronger body, a more focused life. Over time, this control becomes natural. You stop forcing progress and start sustaining it. Life will always bring pressure. People will test you. Circumstances will shift. None of that has to steal your power. When your energy is grounded, you remain steady. You respond instead of react. You move forward without needing approval or permission. That inner stability becomes your advantage. The world does not reward excuses. It responds to consistency. It responds to discipline. It responds to those who manage themselves before trying to manage outcomes. When you control your energy, you stop chasing motivation and start living with direction. You become reliable to yourself, and that reliability builds confidence that cannot be shaken. This is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters with intention. Spend your energy where it grows you. Guard it from what drains you. Invest it in habits that build strength instead of regret. Over time, your days will feel different. Your decisions will feel clearer. Your progress will feel inevitable. Control your energy, and you control how you show up. Control how you show up, and you control the direction of your life.